Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Penalty Box Podcast. I'm your host, Mia Redders. Thank you for joining us today. It is, of course, the off season. We don't have anything too crazy to talk about, but I'm happy that you guys still joined me. Things are kind of crazy right now while I'm recording this. My new fur baby is here. I revealed him on my personal Instagram, which is at Mia Redders, and he's a chinchilla, and his name is Archie. Sorry about the crashing. The trash is being done right now. But anyway, Archie is the sweetest ever, and if you hear Twinkle Twinkle Little Star in the background, it is because I bought him a sound machine and a nightlight. I can't speak today. But anyway, so Archie is settled in, Maisie and Luna are here, and we are all ready to sit and give you this week's episode. For our little updates, we are at 23K on Instagram. Our podcast, I haven't checked because it overwhelms me, to be honest, but I know we're doing good. So thank you. That's so insane to me. And I know I say it every time and I know you're probably so sick of it, but genuinely thank you. Because I feel like this is a friendship. We're best friends. Anyway, sorry. I want to cover something really quick because I did a post or two posts these past couple weeks and I titled them, what did I call them? Recent trade recaps. And I thought that was catchy because we have hockey hot topics here and stuff like that. And so I was thinking recent trade recaps was good. And we would cover free agents and trades, signings, literally everything. And I did that and I thought people would kind of like it. And people were commenting, they were like, this isn't a trade. And I was like, oh, so you don't want it to be cute and cunty. Got it. I'm kidding. I deleted one of them because I was like, okay, I'll just explain on the podcast and then see how you guys think about it because I thought it was cute. Under Hockey Hot Topics, we have our recent trade recaps. That is so catchy. Are you kidding? That is so much more catchy than recent trades, signings, leavings. Can you trash people please be quiet? I'm trying to record a podcast. Thank you. Anyway, back to our Hockey Hot Topics. Pierre-Olivier Joseph was just recently signed as a free agent, and his brother was actually traded to the Blues on Tuesday, so that's awesome. Jack Johnson ended his exploration and signed a 1-year, $775,000 deal with the Blue Jackets, and the Panthers have also been doing good as well. They got Nate Schmidt, and I'm pretty sure Vladimir Tarasenko is leaving the Panthers to the Red Wings. And then Hayden Fleury and Mason Shaw are going to the Jets. That's what I have just for July 3rd, which was a little bit ago, but once again, I'm trying to give you guys the updates. I'm not going to give you all of them, but I'm going to try to catch you up as well as I can. Jack Roslovic finished with the Rangers, but he will be starting this next season with the Hurricanes. He signed a 1-year, $2.8 million contract, so that is going to be super exciting to see. I'm going to butcher this name as always, but Henry Jokiharju is back with the Sabres. He signed a 1-year, $3.1 million contract. The Jets have also re-signed Logan Stanley for a 2-year, $2.5 million deal. Can I just say that, as I've become closer and made friends and acquaintances and spoken to and gotten to know players and people in the NHL, it is crazy to be talking about them. I'm not talking about whoever I just spoke about last. I think I just covered Logan Stanley, but I just mean in general, it's so crazy that some of the people we cover, I don't like to expose them, but a lot of the people we cover, I'm friends with or family friends with or something like that. So it's just crazy. And it's people that it's wild. Anyway, in Philly, they have Igor Zamula. He's going to be back, and he just recently signed a 2-year, $3.4 million deal. Congrats, Igor. Barrett Hayton, he joined the Utah Hockey Club, signing a 2-year, $5.3 million contract. And South Florida has acquired Adam Bokvist with a 1-year deal, and he is now in Florida. Okay, that is just some of the trades, the recaps, the signings, whatever you want to call it. I like to call it recent trade recap, which is in Hockey Hot Topics, but whatever. So, we're going to talk about another streaming situation. So, if you have not listened to the podcast, the NHL is coming out with a docu-series featuring Quinn Hughes and a bunch of other people. And then there was also a documentary that came out about, I believe, some of the trophies right before the NHL awards. And now there is something else coming out, and it has to do with the Dallas Stars. They are literally taking the NHL a step higher, and I am so excited about this. So the Dallas Stars left this company called the Diamond Sports Group, and now they just signed a 7-year contract with a parent media co, and apparently they're going to be launching a streaming platform. And the deal says that all the games that are not on a national broadcast are going to be on this platform that's called Victory Plus. And Dallas is going to be the first major men's sports franchise to move from like a regional sports network to streaming. And get ready, this is the best part. This Victory Plus app is going to be free. There are going to be ads, but like it's going to be free. So that is so exciting. And I actually have a quote here from the Stars president. He said, quote, "After years of researching the right solution and careful planning with our partners at APMC, we're proud to announce this pioneering streaming platform that will literally change the game for sports distribution on Victory Plus." End quote. And that is from Brad Alberts. He is the CEO of the Stars. And that is just so exciting because I feel like so many people are able to watch football because it's everywhere. And a lot of the times, like allegedly, maybe, I could find myself streaming it on sketchy websites because I just can't watch my favorite team's games. You know what I mean? Also, like, especially if you're not from that state or from that place and you can't like buy the local channel. Like I can watch all the Bruins games easy peasy because I'm in Boston, but I can't watch the Devils games easy peasy. Not all of them. I do have like ESPN Plus and the whole, oh my gosh, I can't speak, the whole Hulu deal. But anyway, I am very excited about this. I genuinely think if other teams start hopping on this wave, the NHL is just going to skyrocket from here. Brad Alberts also said, quote, "Our first priority has always been our fan base, and on Victory Plus, fans will be able to stream 100% of Stars content for free through this innovative and unique streaming platform for sports programming," end quote. So this is going to be super exciting, and according to ESPN, the Stars, the Golden Knights, Utah Hockey Club, and the Florida Panthers are the teams that so far have left the Diamonds Sports Group and are looking for other agreements. So I wonder what's going to happen with them. I wonder if they're going to get their own Victory Plus style thing. I'm excited about it. I'm all for making hockey more accessible. I'm sick of like the sketchy streaming sites. Like, let us just watch hockey. Let us just stream it. We want to watch it. The people want to watch hockey. But I do get you have to make money. So like I do understand that. Okay. Anyway, our next hockey hot topic is about Macklin Celebrini. He has officially left Boston University. Goodbye, Mac. He is now signed officially with the San Jose Sharks. And he signed this contract on Saturday. And he has said that he really did want to explore and look at all his options before he signed to anything. And we kind of put together that he was either going to sign with the Sharks or go to BU for his sophomore season. But he ended up choosing to sign with the Sharks. And because of this, it seems that he is setting himself up to be like a top line center. So that is super exciting. Congratulations, Macklin. And the Sharks general manager, Mike Greer, actually said, quote, "Macklin is not only a special player on the ice, but he is a poised, confident, and intelligent young man off of it. His combination of skills and hockey sense is rare, and we are extremely confident that he is ready to make this transition to being a full-time NHL player. We could not be more excited to have Macklin locked in formally to join the Sharks organization for the 2024-2025 season," end quote. That is a big deal. So once again, congratulations. I can't wait to see what's going to happen. It's crazy how much teams can change in one season. I'll tell you that. Like for the newbies, the rookies, your team could be doing incredible one year and then absolutely complete the next. But it could also go vice versa, which I guess is like the blessing and the curse of hockey. So you really got to ride it out every year. But when you have like the good players signed for a while, I think you kind of have hope, if that makes sense. Anyway. Okay, this next hockey hot topic, as you know, I love to include the non-super serious ones because we are a chatter, commentary, fun podcast. And this is about, I believe it's Roman Josie, is that how you say it? I like know how to read his name and I know who he is, but I never know if it's Jossie or Josie, but he was with tennis star Roger Federer at the Taylor Swift Eras Tour in, I believe it was Switzerland on Tuesday. So that sounds so much fun. It looks like Roman brought his wife Ellie, and apparently they had the caption Swifties Forever, and I think that is so cute. I hope they had a blast. I love seeing people let loose, have fun, and just like, I don't know, it's so fun to spot your favorite athletes out of the athlete world. Okay, this next hockey hot topic is a little strange, and it is that the NHL has announced this multi-year agreement with a lifestyle brand, and their plan is to bring headwear for all 32 teams. Now listen, I am not a cap girl, I'm not a hat girl, I'm not a hat person in general, like I don't wear them at all. I do know people that probably would go absolutely crazy for this, but I do feel like baseball caps are more like baseball and basketball. Is that weird of me? Like, I just feel like it doesn't really fit. I feel like they should have focused on making the jerseys better. I don't know. Anyway, the CEO of this New Era brand said, quote, "This partnership brings together two global brands working together to grow a global game. While we have been working with individual clubs for decades, we are excited for our new agreement with the league and look forward to creating special moments for fans and players in North America and around the world." End quote. So that is really exciting. New merch is always great, but like, please don't be $50 for a hat. Actually, is that a lot for a hat? I really don't know. I personally wouldn't spend more than like, okay, actually, if it's fan merch, like I don't know. Please don't be expensive. Like, I kind of want one. I would never wear it, but it would be kind of nice to like prop up. Anyway, for context, New Era, this brand, they have actually been working with the NHL all the way back, starting in like the 1990s. They were connected through the Buffalo Sabres because New Era was founded in Buffalo, New York, and the games were only about a mile from New Era's headquarters. And since then, New Era has made a couple different things for NHL teams, and now they can actually make and sell caps and apparel for all 32 teams. So it does say mostly like it's caps and headwear, but then in other spots in all these articles and on the website, it says apparel as well. So I don't know if it's caps and apparel or just caps, or if they're calling caps apparel, but I'm very excited. We need some stronger merch. I'm sorry. Like, we don't really have merch, to be honest. Like, we have either Etsy fan-made merch or like just jerseys or a team just made pink. Like, it's not like aesthetic or very cute. It's just like pink. And this is a shameless plug. If you do want hockey merch, we have the cutest hockey merch. I kid you not. The newest line is so cute. It's not like new. It came out like a month ago, but it is so cozy. I'm wearing it right now. It is so cute. It looks so good. It's stylish. It's about hockey. It has our signature star. Like, oh my goodness gracious. And it comes in a lot of colors. And I made sure to have a ton of sizes, as many sizes as I could possibly include. And I made it as cheap as I could possibly make it as well. So I'm not making like anything. I'm making like, I think 10 cents per order. So maybe one day we'll raise it, but we did raise our prices for our Snow Leopard launch, and we donated all of the funds to, like, all the money went straight to the Snow Leopard Trust. So that was our first launch, and then this is our second launch. Anyway, from what I can find, this collection launch thing of whatever, we don't know yet, caps, hats, whatever, it's going to be upcoming in the next couple months, and it will have current NHL teams and logos, vintage ones, and they will also have like NHL Winter Classic Edition merch and NHL Stadium Series merch. So that is also super exciting as well. We always love new merch. I know I've said it 100 times, but like we need more like stylish wearable merch. We had a really crazy day only a couple days ago in Boston because the 2024 Stanley Awards were read off at Big Night Live, and it was insane. And Anson Carter did go off the script, and apparently everybody went crazy. So if you don't know who he was a NHL player, and now he's a current TNT and Sportsnet analyst. he was handing out an award for best marketing campaign, and it was the final one of the night. And he brought Jack Edwards onto the stage. And if you don't know who Jack Edwards is, he is absolutely iconic in Boston. Jack Edwards has literally been like the voice of the Bruins since 2007. 2007, I was 5 years old. He has been the one that has been calling Bruins games on NESN, which is the New England Sports Network. Like, that is so long, and he is just so iconic in the Boston area. And it was really sad because a little while ago, he said that he was slowing down and the game was speeding up and it was getting harder for him. His speech was slurring. I mean, he's growing up. I mean, that's okay. There's no shame in that. But he announced this year that he was retiring, and it was just kind of like, wow. Everyone was just kind of shocked because he's not old, and nobody really knows what happened, even him. We just know it's something like that has to do with his speech, but nobody knows what it is. Like, I don't think doctors even know. So anyway, iconic Jack Edwards, he's brought out, and he gets a standing ovation. And let me tell you, I just think that was the perfect storybook ending for the NHL awards, because, like, he deserved it. He deserved it. Like, come on. The show was hosted by Catherine Tappan, and there were a bunch of cool people there, like Ray Baroque, Danielle Marmer, Sydney Bard, Jim Montgomery. Like, so many people were there and were presenters, were in the audience, and it was an exciting time. The winners were chosen from 134 entries put in by all of the 32 NHL teams, and then from there they were picked by a judging panel of leaders in the sports and entertainment industry. That is what the NHL website says. So congratulations to anyone who won an award or who was there. It seemed like an incredible time. And congratulations, Jack Edwards. It was very well deserved. This next topic, I don't even want to say it's a hockey hot topic because, like, it's not a hot topic. It's actually very sad. And I know you guys are probably like, why are we jumping from happy to sad? But like I always say, we have to cover it all. And I guess there is happiness in this story, but it is a sad story. So trigger warning for suicide. And yeah, so I'm going to give you a few seconds to click off if you don't want to listen. But if you're okay, we're going to continue. We're going to be talking about Greg Johnson. And for those of you who don't know, he died by suicide in 2019. And he was finally just now diagnosed with CTE. Greg Johnson, he was a center and he played for the Nashville Predators. He was actually a captain and sadly took his own life in 2019, which is literally so heartbreaking. But his family just announced yesterday that they found out he was diagnosed with CTE. And if you didn't know, CTE is super, well, I don't want to say super common, but for hockey players, like aggressive ones. And CTE is chronic traumatic encephalopathy. I cannot say it, but it's this disease that's caused by repeated traumatic brain injuries. And those that play contact sports like football, hockey, or maybe they're in like the military or whatever, they are much more likely to have it. The rough part though is you can only be diagnosed when you're dead. So you cannot know you have CTE while you are alive, which I don't really know why. I'm actually going to do a little deep dive really quick, but it is like, it's so heartbreaking. It's so sad. It's such a sad thing. Johnson passed away at age 48 on July 7th, 2019, which was only a couple days ago in Rochester, Michigan, I believe. There was nothing left behind, no notes, nothing. And we don't know any findings from the autopsy because the medical examiner declined to discuss. His wife of 22 years said that this diagnosis, quote, took her breath away. Greg's death shattered our world, and we never once thought this disease was something he struggled with. He experienced very few symptoms that we know of, but he spoke of his concussions often. I remember the exact moment he told me his heart condition that forced him to retire was a blessing because he couldn't take another hit. He knew his hockey career had a profound impact on his brain, end quote. That literally makes me want to cry. That is so heartbreaking. Because imagine doing the thing you love, the thing you're good at, your passion, but it's like literally detrimental to your health, and it's slowly hurting you. Or I guess very quickly, I don't know. But it's really sad because his older daughter had no idea like what CTE even was when he passed away. And she said, quote, "Now understanding that the hits he endured throughout his hockey career damaged his brain, I want all athletes to understand the risks, and I want the NHL to start acknowledging it exists and do more to protect its players so other daughters don't have to lose their fathers." End quote. I'm taking a moment because that is so powerful, and I completely agree. And I get people can be frustrated, like, with extra padding and all this stuff, and, fighting's a part of hockey. Then you go do it. You go play in the NHL. You can do it. But don't make other people do that shit. I don't know. It just really bothers me when fans that, like, literally don't go on the ice are like, no, it's about the fights. It's about the, like, the grit. Okay. So you go do the grit part. Like, not everybody wants to get CTE. Nobody wants to get CTE, I believe. Like, really, I do think the NHL has done good, though. They, didn't they introduce, like, the wrist things and the neck things, the neck guards? So I think that's a step in the right direction. I think they are starting to listen to their supporters, which is actually really good. So prayers and thoughts to the Johnson family, and I really do hope that the NHL does make a change. Johnson's younger daughter did say, quote, "He truly was the best dad ever, and to lose him to suicide was beyond anything we could imagine. It was awful, but we want to talk about it to help others struggling know they are not alone, and there is help available." End quote. He was seemingly, I obviously never met him or knew him, but he was seemingly a great guy. He was drafted by the Flyers in the second round of the 1989 NHL entry draft, and then he was traded to the Red Wings in 1993, but that was before he ever played for Philly. And then he spent the next 12 seasons playing for the Red Wings, the Penguins, the Blackhawks, and the Predators, and he ended his career with 145 goals, 224 assists in 785 games. He is from Thunder Bay, Ontario, and he was also a member of Canada's national team, and he actually won a silver medal at the 1994 Winter Olympics in Norway and a gold with Canada in the 1991 World Junior Ice Hockey Championships. He played college ice hockey for the University of North Dakota from 1989 to 1993 and retired in 2006 after an irregular heartbeat was discovered during an examination. Once again, if you or anybody you know is having thoughts of suicide or struggling, please call or text 988 for the Suicide and Crisis Hotline, or you can also text the crisis text line by texting HOME, HOME, to 741-741. So once again, if you need help, call or text 988, or you can text the crisis line by texting HOME, HOME, to 741-741. And just know you are genuinely not alone. Now we are going to be talking about Chris Patrick being named the Senior Vice President and General Manager of the Washington Capitals. This is a big deal because they have had the same general manager for the past 10 seasons. His name is Brian McClellan, I believe, and he is going to stay the president of hockey operations, but he is not going to be the GM anymore. Patrick is the 7th general manager in Capitals history, and he is 48 years old, and he just finished his 16th season with them and his first as associate general manager. The Capitals owner seems really excited about this. He was telling everybody how excited they are to announce his promotion, and they said he was so dedicated and hardworking, and he is fully prepared for this next step, and apparently his vision and his experience just makes him the perfect leader for the Capitals. The Capitals seem super confident that he's going to do amazing in this new role. I mean, he has been with them in player development and like scouting roles and stuff like that since 2008. So he has been with them for a long time. So I have faith in this. I think this was a good move. Their past GM is 65, I believe. So I don't know if that's retiring age. I really don't know. Okay? But so congratulations, Chris Patrick, on your promotion. Also, we have something that literally just came out 2 hours ago, and this has to do with the Hurricanes. Their CEO has officially been named, and it is Brian Fork, and he is going to be the CEO of Hurricanes Holding LLC, and this means he's going to be the one that oversees multiple business operations in the Hurricanes company. So he is going to be supervising all the business units, including the Hurricanes, PNC Arena, their real estate, I don't know, their sports books, all their other stuff. And apparently everyone there is excited. I don't know. It's on the trending list of news, so I wanted to cover it. They have said that he is pretty iconic and they want to set this new standard in sports and entertainment, and he has this background and vision and all of this stuff, and he is the one that can help them reach that goal. So good for them. Like I said, making hockey better and taking it to the next level, no matter how you do it, is always good. I always get excited to see teams thrive, and I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, we're all rivals, but we are the NHL. We're all fans of the same sport. We all probably would pick the NHL over any other sport, so it's nice to see the other teams thrive. But I am saying this during the off season. If it was the Bruins versus the Canes, I would not be saying that. I'm kidding. I probably would, but just not as nice. Anyway. And we have more incredible news. Once again, this has to do with the Canes, and it is that Ali Lacombe, I believe, is joining the coaching staff for their development camp. She is a female. She is a 31-year-old woman, and she was invited to help out the coaching staff during development camp, and she's going to be working closely with the Chicago Wolves head coach. His name is Cam Abbott, and the Hurricanes development coaches, all of them, there's a bunch, both on and off the ice. That's insane. I'm so proud of her. She actually coached at the Vancouver Canucks development camp last year, so she has experience. She is an icon, and I think she is so cool. She is also the co-founder and assistant hockey director and head coach for the Nashville Warriors Hockey Club in Tennessee. She has spent 3 seasons coaching there and running the program's travel teams, and she also has so much on-ice experience, as we can tell. She has been with so many different teams and places. She's been with the NWHL, the EWHL. She has been everywhere. So good for her. It's always nice to see a woman behind the bench working with other teams, so congratulations. And that is a really nice hockey hot topic to end off on. Now, we are going to be segueing into our Hockey 101 segment, and we are going to be doing a way too early prediction of next year's NHL rankings. Now, it is way too early. That's why the title literally is called a way too early prediction. I know this is early. I know this is ridiculous, and I know it's silly, and my opinions probably will change tomorrow, and they probably won't line up with yours at all, and that is totally fine. Once again, this is a fun little podcast. We don't need to get angry. We're just vibing. We're just chilling, okay? Okay. So, if you are new and you didn't watch this previous season, the Florida Panthers won their first ever Stanley Cup and won this year. It was awesome, but only days later, the draft happened, and literally everything went crazy. Everyone was leaving and getting traded and joining, and oh my goodness, it was crazy. And obviously, we are still watching people get traded and signed and all of that as we speak. It literally is happening every minute. But I feel like there's enough people that have been traded or signed or whatever to kind of get a grasp on how the teams are doing. So I'm going to do a quick little dive into the teams to wrap up our lovely episode for this week. And once again, thank you, Emma, who works on my podcast team, for helping me with this. You are incredible. The Florida Panthers are doing pretty damn good, so they are definitely towards the top of our rankings. I mean, they got the Stanley Cup this past year, and they also got Sam Reinhart again, and extended Anton Lundell. They seem to be doing pretty good, honestly. I mean, last year we even saw that they were doing kind of good, but I think everyone kind of chalked it up to the Bruins fumbling. You know what I mean? So I think they definitely have some fight in them. Next up, I would say, is the Edmonton Oilers. They did obviously lose the Stanley Cup final, but everyone has to lose except for one team. They still did a really good job, and they made some big moves this offseason. The GM, Ken Holland, he left, and they also brought back a bunch of veterans, including Adam Henrique, Matthias Janmark, Jeff Skinner. a couple other ones, just trying to make this a good playoff run this season. Next up, I would say, is probably the Dallas Stars. They got to the conference finals, and they are continuing to develop their young talent, like their forward, Emil Hemming. And they also have a really good knack for kind of taking these like late round picks and turning them into amazing NHL players. So I think they are definitely competition. And I also think they get bonus points for the Victory Plus streaming service. They get extra points for that. Sorry, my voice was getting a little raspy. Holy moly. Next up, we have the Rangers. They won the President's Trophy last season, and they got Riley Smith. They've had a pretty good roster. It stayed pretty much the same, and I think maybe this patience will play off in the end. Up next, I would put the Colorado Avalanche. They haven't done anything too crazy, but they have their core team of Nathan, Mikko, Kale, all of that. They also re-signed Casey Middlestat, and I think that was personally a very smart move. Next up is the Carolina Hurricanes. Like I mentioned, there were a bunch of front office changes, and they did bring new people on. They did lose some of their key defensemen, but, they're the Hurricanes. I think they are a strong team, and I think they will pick it back up. Number 7 is the Boston Bruins. They got Lindholm and Zadorov, and I'm very upset that we traded Ullmark, but we still have Swayman. So I think we kind of are filling in our gaps. I am upset about Ullmark, like obviously any other Bostonian, but I do think bringing on Nikita and Elias is crazy. Like, I cannot believe we got both of them. That is so cool. Number 8, Nashville Predators. They were a very surprising free agent destination. I was actually very shocked with how many players chose to go with them, including like Steven Stamkos. That was actually very shocking, but I like the Predators, so I'm all for it, and I think getting these people on their team really raises their playing level for next season. Number 9, I'd put the Vancouver Canucks. They haven't done anything too crazy, but we know they're a good team. We know what they have in store, and I would keep an eye out for them. Number 10, I would put the New Jersey Devils. I really had no faith in them in the beginning, to be completely honest with you. I was like, what are you doing? But we got Markstrom, we got Brett Pesce, I believe, we got Brendan Dillon, Dougie Hamilton is healthy again. I think things are kind of, sort of, I'm knocking on wood. I feel like I do this in every episode, but I feel like things might be shaping up a little bit. Number 11, I have the Maple Leafs. They have their core 4 signed and steady. They did make a coaching change and brought in some veteran players. I think that does boost them. I do think the players they brought in, including Chris Tanev and Oliver Ekman-Larsson, are pretty insane, and I think that's going to boost them. Who knows? Maybe the Maple Leafs will be seeing their first cup sometime soon. I don't know. Next up, we have the Vegas Golden Knights. They did make a first-round exit, but their matchup against the Stars was actually pretty good. Their salary cap issues did lead to their roster being changed a lot, but who knows? They might not be done making moves yet. Then we have the Tampa Bay Lightning at number 13. They lost Steven Stamkos, their captain, an iconic player. That is rough. This is a new era. Who knows? It could be good for them. They did have a disappointing end to the last season, but who knows? Maybe they can figure something out this season. I don't know. Maybe they should be lower, but I'm trying to give them some faith. 14 are the Kings. They have lost 3 straight first-round series to the Oilers, but they did sign former Edmonton forward Warren Foegele. I don't know. But I'm thinking maybe these new uniforms, a new goalie, all these changes might bring some different results this season. And of course, if you didn't know, we are, as the penalty box, very close to the general manager's family and all of them. So we will always root for the Kings. Number 14 are the Winnipeg Jets. Their defensive strength was just not there in the playoffs, to be completely honest. But they are bringing back the same crew, I think. Like, pretty much the same crew. I think they're hoping to become more dominant this postseason, but who knows? The Detroit Red Wings have brought back Patrick Kane and added Vladimir Tarasenko, and it seems very clear that they want to be in the playoffs. Like, that is their goal. They are going hard. 17 is the New York Islanders. They didn't do anything super crazy. They did sign Anthony Duclair and drafted Cole Iserman. Is that how you say his last name? But, I mean, I think they made some moves, nothing crazy. I feel like they just kind of float by sometimes. I do like them, but I wish they would just do something more. You know what I mean? Next up are the Washington Capitals, and surprisingly, they made a bunch of bold moves. They traded for Pierre-Luc Dubois, I don't know how to say his name, I'm sorry, Jacob Chychrun, and Logan Thompson, and, you know, obviously, they have Alexander Ovechkin, so I think they are fine. Then we have the Flyers. They signed Matvei Michkov, and even though they had a late season slide, I think that signing him was a big step forward. Number 20, the Minnesota Wild. They have a ton of dead cap space, and they actually landed a draft deal with Zeev Boom. I cannot say his name. I'm so sorry. But their offseason moves were really limited, but who knows? Who knows what'll happen? You never know what's going to happen in hockey. 21, the Pittsburgh Penguins. I'm so confused with their offseason. They traded for Kevin Hayes. They're trying to get younger, but like that doesn't really show younger. I don't get it. 22, Utah Hockey Club. They got a bunch of freaking people. They got John Marino. I am so angry. They have a bunch of people, and I think that we are all cooked and that they might do better than we all expected. And that is unfortunate. I just think the luck was really in their favor, and that is why they got all these players. And I know my voice is voice cracking, and I know it's raspy, but it takes like 3 hours to film these podcasts for you guys. And I can't do anything about it. I'm trying. Number 23, the St. Louis Blues. They added some depth and signed on some people. And I don't know, I feel like once again, it wasn't anything too crazy. 24, the Buffalo Sabres. They have been trying to end their playoff drought. We know, obviously, they switched to Lindy Ruff. I don't think it's going to do any good for them. No offense, because Lindy Ruff came from the Devils, which, if you did not know, is one of my favorite teams. So I don't know, but who knows? Maybe the Buffalo team is just going to work amazingly with him, and it'll go great. Number 25, the Ottawa Senators. They had a rough season, but they made some huge changes on and off the ice, and they got Linus Ullmark. So who knows? Maybe they're going to do amazing in the 2024-2025 season. I don't know. All I do know is that Ullmark better not be giving any bear hugs to anyone else. And I know he did say he wouldn't, but I'm just saying it. Then we have the Seattle Kraken at 26. They had a second round exit in 2023 and then just an underwhelming year 3. They got this new coach and player addition, so who knows? Maybe they will get better results next season. 27, Calgary Flames. It's obvious they are trying to rebuild their team because they did trade a bunch of their veterans. And who knows? Who knows how good they'll do? Obviously, like I always tell you guys, Tate McRae is my number one, and she loves the Flames. So I'm hoping they can do a little better this season. But once again, these are way too early predictions. So these could completely change by the time you're listening to this. Number 28 are the Montreal Canadiens. They are rebuilding their team. They have an 8-year extension with Slafkovsky, and they are trying to definitely catch up to everyone else. Number 29, the Blackhawks. Obviously, Connor Bedard did awesome. He got the Calder Trophy, and they also were able to add veteran talent. So, I don't know, but they're always going to be ranked kind of low for me, personally. 30, the Columbus Blue Jackets. They got a new GM and a coach, and they have a really young core now. I mean, Adam Fantilli really does lead their core, and he is kind of younger, so they really could be a sleeper team. We don't know. 31, Anaheim Ducks. They have been really quiet with like trades, signings, all of that, but we do know that they have this huge logo and jersey uniform upgrade, I guess, which, I mean, I'm excited to see what it is. I'm excited to see them shine on the ice. That is always exciting, but I think when you are the Anaheim Ducks, you have some other things to focus on first. And that is no tea, no shade. I love the Devils, and I think they should work on things first. I know they have been working on their logos, but at least they're signing some decent people. But once again, we don't know everything that's going on. Last but not least, the Sharks. They had a pretty poor season. they were able to add some top draft picks and veteran talent, so hopefully they will be more competitive in this next season. That is my rundown for all 32 teams post-draft and free agency. Once again, things can change. Players can get injured. Players can heal. Everything can change in a second. So just remember that. Anyway, I want to bring up really quick, I should have brought this up in the beginning, but the website that I use to record the podcast, they did a whole update where now you can't record on their website anymore. So now I'm recording under voice memos. And I don't really know how to add like my theme song and all of that, but I'm going to try my best. So if it's not here, I'm sorry. Make sure to follow our Instagram at Penalty Box Podcast and my Instagram at Mia Redders. All our social media is like linked there, so it's super easy to find. We post so much stuff every day. It's awesome. We post fun graphics, memes, reels, news stuff. It's super fun, so go join us over there. We also have a group me you can request to join to make more hockey friends. And yeah, our merch is also on sale. The link is in the bio as well. So thank you guys for everything you do. Thank you for supporting, and I'll see you guys next week in the penalty box. Bye, guys.